grandson, Harry, is the same age as your son, Lady Middleton.
Yes, I hear he's only 2 weeks younger than my William.
And yet my boy is half a head taller.
Oh, come, my dear, my William is distinctly the taller.
My grandson, Harry, is the taller.
Would you not say that they are both splendid boys and of an equal height?
Quite equal, I'm sure.
You mean well, young ladies, but I will not be contradicted. Harry is the taller. There can be no argument.
Let them fight it out. A licking would do my whelp good, huh? What do you say, Miss Dashwood?
I fear I cannot agree, Sir John. William is a bigger boy, I'm sure of that.
I will not be contradicted, particularly by young ladies of your age.
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Ferrars. Please excuse me.
Perhaps you are right, Lady Middleton. We must bring the boys together and see them.
I am sure my sister spoke without thinking, Ma'am.
Then she had better learn to think. That sister of hers does not open her mouth. Just as well, perhaps. Oh,
The shopman took 2 infernal hours to find me that.
Goodness gracious, Mr. Ferrars. 2 hours for a toothpick case.
2 devilish hours. Turned over his whole stock, the idiot, before he found one that suited me.
It is charming. You show exquisite taste.
Yes, so people tell me. I said to that man, if you don't know your own stock, you can't expect customers. And I shall tell the fellows so at the club.
Oh, that is the only way to talk to shopmen, Mr. Ferrars.
Oh, he fawned upon me after that.
Miss Steele, Miss Lucy.
come along, bring those girls to me. Now, sit down by me. Lady Middleton tells me that you're both very fond of children.
Oh, we adore them, Ma'am.
We simply love them, Mrs. Ferrars.
Most worthy, most worthy. Lady Middleton assured me that you were indeed most worthy young ladies. You may, one day, be of use to my daughter with young Harry.
We should love that. Consider us at her service and yours.
Thank you, you may go.
Thank you, Ma'am.
Won't you come and sit by me? I shall say.
Admirable, is it not, Colonel?
Most admirable.
We brought it up with us from Norland.
A fine piece of work.
It was embroidered for us by my sister.
Your sister?
By Eleanor.
Ah, Miss Dashwood. Very fine.
She is most accomplished. She has all the skills that a lady requires. Indeed, I would trust her to maintain the largest establishment splendidly.
What is that you're looking at?
A fire screen, ma'am. Miss Dashwood worked it for us at Norland.
Now, look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
Do you not think it pretty, Mamma?
Middling so.
Oh, I thought it pretty. But I confess it does not compare with Miss Morton's work, Ma'am.
Indeed, it does not. Miss Morton does everything superbly.
This is a strange sort of praise for my sister.
Oh, so you found your tongue, have you, young lady?
We were talking of Eleanor's work. What is Miss Morton to us? Who is this Miss Morton?
Miss Morton is Lord Morton's daughter.
I have done wonders with the estate since you last came, ma'am. I have enclosed Norland Common.
Dear, dear Eleanor, don't mind them. Don't let them make you unhappy.
I'm not unhappy.
That old woman has ignored you all these days.
Shh. Let her not get the better of us.
But she is Edward's mother.
Oh, yes, but you see, once the marches have been draped.
My dear friend, I come to talk to you of my happiness.
On what am I to congratulate you, Miss Lucy?
Last night, of course. Could there be anything so flattering as Mrs. Ferrars' way of treating me? So exceedingly affable as she was. Now, was it not so? You saw. Was you not quite struck with it?
She was certainly very civil with you.
Civil? Did you see nothing but only civility? I saw a vast deal more. Such kindness. Sitting me next to her like that.
If you found it flattering, I'm glad.
Come, my dear. Own that I have a much more important reason to be happy.
Undoubtedly, if she had known of your engagement, nothing could have been more significant than
I
her
guessed
treatment.
you would say so.
Do believe me, I speak without prejudice.
Really? But there was no reason in the world why she should seem to like me if she did not. And her liking me is everything. I am sure it will all end well. Yes, I am. And no difficulties at all to what I used to think.
I hope you're right.
Mrs. Ferrars is a charming woman. Miss Dashwood? You don't look at all well.
I assure you I was never in better health.
Oh, I am glad of it with all my heart, but really, you look so odd for a moment. Did I say something? I should be so sorry if I had. Your comfort has been the greatest thing in the world to me. Heaven knows what I should have done without your friendship.
I have certainly learned much from our acquaintance.
Your regard has been the greatest comfort I have, next to Edward's love for me. Poor Edward. But I shall see him now as often as I want to. Oh, you are pale, Miss Dashwood.
No, Miss Steele. You shall see Mr. Ferrars often.
Because Mrs. John has taken a fancy to me as well.
Mrs. John Dashwood.
Your brother's own wife. She has asked Anne and I to stay with her at Harley Street for as long as I like. I am to look after her little Harry as I promised Mrs. Ferrars, and as Edward is bound to visit. Do you not think love will have its way?
Where there is love, it sometimes will have its way.
With Mrs. Ferrars on my side? Of course. If she had only made me a formal nod and never after looked me in the face but to tell me off. Well, I should have given it up with Edward, I should. For where she does dislike, I know it can't be overcome.
Mr. Edward Ferrars.
Miss Eleanor.
Edward. I believe you know Miss Lucy through her uncle at Plymouth.
Indeed, yes.
I'm happy to see you.
And I to be able to pay this call.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
We have been Mrs. Jennings' guests these last 4 weeks.
Yes, I'm sorry I have not called before now.
We hear from Mother almost daily. She is well.
Very glad to hear that. You will, of course, send her my kind wishes.
I trust you're well.
Thank you, yes.
Mother will be pleased to learn that you've called and well. I am sorry to say that Marianne has been in poor health.
Is it serious? How is she?
It's nothing constitutional. She's on the mend.
I hope with all my heart she is soon well.
But you must see her.
Pray, Miss Dashwood, if she's lying down...
She will never forgive me if I let Edward go without seeing her. Please excuse me.
How lucky that you should find me here, Edward. I wager that was a surprise.
Yes.
I met Miss Dashwood at Barton Park, and since then we've become well acquainted. She's looking greatly out of sorts. I see a good deal of her, and there's a great falling off. Some ladies do age quickly. Edward, you see me so rarely. You write so rarely. Your letters are so short and formal. Have you nothing to say to your Lucy?
Forgive me if I intrude. I have sent a servant for Marianne. Tell me, what have you been doing with yourself?
Edward. Oh, dear Edward.
Miss Marianne.
This is a moment of great happiness. It almost makes amends for everything.
I am sorry to hear you've been unwell.
Oh, don't think about me. Eleanor is well, Lucy. That must be enough for both of us.
Do you like London?
I hate London. I expected... Oh, it does not matter what I expected. Oh, what has happened. We must only talk of good things now.
Marianne, you will overexcite yourself.
No. Edward, the sight of you is the best thing that has happened in London. Tell me, Edward, you are well.
Yes.
You have not changed, have you?
Miss Marianne, you do look thin.
Eleanor, when we go back to Barton, we must ask Edward to take care of us. It will be in a week or two, Edward.
You see, Miss Marianne...
I'm sure you will not be very unwilling to accept the charge.
I am not always master of my movements.
We had such an awful time at Fanny's last night. It was wretchedly dull. I wish you had been there. But why did you not come?
I was otherwise engaged.
Engaged? What was that when such friends were to be met? Perhaps, Miss Marianne, you think that young men that don't have a mind to keep their engagements don't stand by them, great or small.
Ah, but you do not know Edward, Miss Steele.
I do not know him any.
I really believe he has the most delicate conscience in the world.
Please,
Marianne.
He is the most scrupulous man I have ever known in keeping to an engagement.
Oh, I trust with all my heart that is so. Am I justified, Edward?
I really must go.
So soon? Oh, dear Edward, this must not be. Oh, sit down. Lucy cannot stay much longer.
Yes, you must go, Edward. I'm expected at Harley Street.
You are going to John Dashwood's?
To your own sisters, in fact. Anne and me are staying there, and you shall take me. Are you ready, Edward? I bid you ladies good day, and wish you as much happiness as myself.
Good day, Miss Steele.
Goodbye, Edward.
What has happened? Why does she call him Edward? Why did he go with her?
He knew her long before he knew us.
I will not descend to be tricked. Have you nothing to tell me, Eleanor?
I can only ask you to be kind and not to speak to me of Edward.
It is announced that the lady of Henry Palmer, Esquire, has been safely delivered of a son.
Mrs. Jennings, a grandmother. She will be forever prating of the child's glories. I shall call on Charlotte Palmer. I shall take you and your sister.
Mrs. Dashwood, you were so kind to us.
One is kind to those who appear deserving of
Oh,
it.
so I always say. And when Mrs. Ferrars showed such attention to us, Mrs. Dashwood, I was overwhelmed.
She commended you as likely to care for my little Harriet.
Oh, and so I hope we have, to your satisfaction, Mrs. Dashwood. We both adore children, especially Lucy.
So I have noticed.
Oh, what a mother she would make. What a wife. Mrs. Ferrars showed special favour to Lucy, did she not?
Mrs. Ferrars is an acute judge of people.
Oh, she's a very great lady, Mrs. Dashwood. You can imagine how proud I was when she called Lucy to her side.
I am glad you show a proper feeling.
Oh, I wondered, what's in her mind? What does she know?
No.
Or is this merely a sign of a favourable disposition? An omen?
An omen of what? What are you talking about, girl?
Well, if Edward has to break it to her, and she already likes my Lucy,
Break
why...
it to her? Break it? What is this? Well, come on, up with it.
Lord, I thought you was in the secret or guessed. Inviting Mrs. Judith to stay. Oh, Lucy said I must never tell, but I thought you had all given it your approval.
Give what? Approve what? Who are you to refer to my brother by his Christian name? Secret? What? Secret?
Why, Edward's engagement to Lucy these last 4 years.
What is it?
Those two vixens! Sluts! Trollops! Schemers!
Honey, tell me, what are
Those two servants crawling into our house!
Don't stand there gaping! Go for a doctor! Fanny, my dear love, calm yourself. Tell me what has happened.
The doctor, Mrs. Donovan, he heard all the story. Well, the house was still in an uproar. The carriage was at the door. Miss Lucy was on the pavement, hardly fit to stand, and Anne almost as bad.
Never mind them. It is the story about Edward.
And wasn't it remarkable that Dr. Donovan came straight onto my Charlotte's afterwards? Oh, she was in a fine fuss about the baby. It was pimples all over. I said, Lord, my dear, it's nothing but the red gum. But she wouldn't listen. And then Dr. Donovan arrived, and he said it was the red gum, and she was easy.
Edward can't be engaged to that girl. He can't.
Oh, it's all true, my dear. Dr. Donovan happened to mention that he'd been at the Dashwoods, and they being your family, naturally, I got the whole tale out of him.
Poor Lucy. How can you talk like that? Poor Lucy, indeed. long have you known this, Eleanor?
4 months.
Did he write to you?
Lucy told me that they were engaged when she was at Barton Park.
You have known this for 4 months. All the time I was plaguing you with my miseries, this was on your heart.
Do not blame yourself for being unhappy. You had good cause.
I reproached you for being happy.
I could not tell you.
Why not? Eleanor, your own sister, what stopped you?
I promised her. She bound me to absolute secrecy. I wanted so many times to tell you and Mother.
But you seemed to go on loving him. You did go on loving him, didn't you?
Yes.
But you have been as much deceived by him as I have by Willoughby.
I quit Edward of all misconduct. I wish him very happy. He may regret a promise made so young, but Lucy does not want sense. And I pray she may be a good wife.
Oh, if that is what you feel.
What I feel is another matter. I have suffered, Marianne. All the miseries of love and none of its joys.
Oh, Eleanor. Oh, darling, how barbarous I thought you. You've made me hate myself forever. You've been my only comfort.
Do you think this does not comfort me? Now, be a good girl. Promise me you will never speak to anybody of this affair with the least bitterness.
I would have that woman whipped through the streets.
Even if you meet Lucy, you must hide your dislike. Promise me. Thank you. Brother John asks us to do him the honour of calling upon him at once. He has underlined the word at once.
Ah, you are here, at last.
Why was your message to us so urgent?
Ladies, you are Dashwoods. You are family. You must know what has been decided concerning Edward.
What has been decided concerning Edward?
We sent for him immediately. All that Mrs. Ferrars could say to make him put an end to this engagement, all my arguments, all Fanny's entreaties, were of no avail. We reminded him that Miss Morton is ready and willing. £30,000! I never thought him so stubborn and unfeeling. What Mrs. Ferrars suffered is not to be described. He was engaged, he said. He would stand by it, and we could not make him budge.
We have no influence, if that is in your mind.
No. The upshot is that she has cut off Edward completely, without a penny.
Gracious heavens, can this be possible?
You may well wonder, Marianne, at the man who still refused to give up his engagement after such a threat. And what is more, Mrs. Ferrars is to settle her entire estate upon Robert. Her lawyer is with her now.
And what has this to do with us?
Why, Eleanor, you are Dashwoods. It is Mrs. Ferrars' wish, nay, her command, that henceforth Edward shall be as a stranger to us all. We finish with him. We count him dead. Mrs. Ferrars will not help him, whatever his plight, and nor must we.
John, Edward has been my friend, my mother's friend, and my sister's friend. I pity his situation, but I glory in his integrity.
Oh, bravo!
And our friend he will remain.
Eleanor, it is Mrs. Ferrars. It is Fanny. Oh. What is a man to do?
In 2 days, thank goodness, Marianne and I end our stay in London. We thank you for your past hospitality, but our departure will no doubt save you any further embarrassment. Marianne.
Eleanor, Marianne, we are brother and sisters. Now, sure. Perhaps one day we shall see you at Norland. That is, if you happen to be passing that way.